Welcome, aviation enthusiast and history buff, to Classic Duels, a captivating mini-documentary series that takes you deep into the heart of the adrenaline-pumping battles that unfolded in the skies during World War II. In this episode, we're in the skies above Europe in the last year or two of the war, and we're going to talk about the iconic duels between the Focke Wulf Fw190 versus the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. The Focke Wulf Fw190 and the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress were two iconic aircraft that played significant roles in World War II, particularly in the European theatre. However, it's important to note that these two aircraft were designed for very different purposes. The Fw190 was a German fighter aircraft, while the B-17 was an American heavy bomber. The Fw190, designed by Kurt Tank, entered service with the Luftwaffe in 1941 and quickly gained a reputation as a formidable adversary for Allied fighters like the Mark V Spitfire. It was known for its speed, agility and firepower, making it a versatile and effective platform in various roles, and the more heavier armed and armoured Sturmbacher variant would be introduced later in the war. The Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress was an American four-engine heavy bomber that played a crucial role in the strategic bombing campaign against Nazi Germany. Introduced in the late 1930s, the B-17 became a symbol of American air power. It was a heavily armed bomber with a crew of about 10 people and could carry a substantial enough bomb load. And the B-17 would go on to become a key player in the Allied bombing campaign. The Fw190 was initially designed as an air superiority fighter and could also perform well as a ground attack aircraft, and the Sturmbacher variant was a more heavier armed and armoured version of the Fw190, which was designed to disrupt and destroy Allied bombers like the B-17 Flying Fortress before they could reach their targets. The B-17 Flying Fortress was a heavily armed bomber designed for long-range strategic bombing. They would often face German fighter planes like the Focke Wulf Fw190 during its missions over Europe, where the Luftwaffe fighters would attempt to intercept and shoot down the bomber formations. The aerial duels between the Fw190s and B-17s were fierce and deadly, and revolved around the defensive capabilities of the bombers from their machine gun turrets. The Sturmbacher was known for its agility and heavy firepower. The German pilots would use hit-and-run tactics to attack the B-17s, and mainly attacked from the front. They would attempt to quickly close in, deliver devastating firepower, and then disengage. The B-17 crews, equipped with multiple machine gun positions, would employ defensive formations to cover each other's blind spots, with the combat box formation being a commonly used defensive tactic. As well as the German fighters, the bomber crews would also face anti-aircraft challenges, as well as adverse weather conditions. The Fw190's effectiveness against the B-17 and other Allied bombers was a part of the broader air war over Europe. While engagements between the B-17 Flying Fortress and Focke Wulf Fw190 were common, the overall impact on the strategic bombing campaign was shaped by numerous factors, including escort fighter effectiveness, bomber formations, and evolving tactics. Over time, the Allies gained air superiority, thanks to factors such as improved fighter escort tactics, the introduction of long-range fighters like the P-51 Mustang, and the weakening of the Luftwaffe. So, while there were certainly interactions between Fw190s and B-17s in the European theatre, the nature of these encounters was more about the broader air war dynamics, rather than the specific aerial duels between these two aircraft. Both the Focke Wulf Fw190 Sturmbacher and the B-17 Flying Fortress were crucial components of the air war in Europe during World War II, but the outcome of the air war was a complex interplay of technological advancements, strategic decisions, and the skill of the pilots on both sides. So that's it for this glimpse into epic struggles of the past. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with more riveting tales of aviation history, etc. Check out the two videos at the end, or my CD reviews, or even the playlist I've created. Cheers.